I want to talk about the biggest and the most important story in the world, the Wuhan coronavirus. This coronavirus is a catastrophe on the scale of Chernobyl for China. But actually, it's probably worse than Chernobyl, which was localized in its effect. The coronavirus could result in a global pandemic.
I'm declaring a public health emergency of international concern over the global outbreak of novel coronavirus.
We now know that the first case manifested no later than December 1, even though China didn't reveal it to the WHO until a month later on December 31st.
Let me be clear. This declaration is not a vote of no confidence in China. On the contrary, WHO continues to have confidence in China's capacity to control the outbreak.
From what we know so far, and there's still many unknowns, this virus could have both a long incubation period, as much as 14 days, and individuals could be contagious while asymptomatic, which was not the case with SARS in 2003.
They have said repeatedly since my return from Beijing, the Chinese government is to be congratulated for the extraordinary measures it has taken to contain the outbreak.
Yet China is still lying about all of this. They've been lying about it from the very beginning, and you don't need their history of lying about SARS in 2003, though it is relevant here. You just have to see what's happened over the last 2 months.
In many ways, China is actually setting a new standard for outbreak response, and it's not an exaggeration.
Look at China's own actions. They have quarantined 60 million people. 60 million, more than the entire population of our West Coast.
We should have actually expressed our respect and gratitude to China for what it's doing. It has already done incredible things to limit the transmission of the virus to other countries.
They also claimed for almost 2 months, until earlier this week, that it had originated in a seafood market in Wuhan, that locals had contracted it from animals in, say, bat soup or snake tartare.
This is the time for facts, not fear.
The Lancet published a study last weekend demonstrating that of the original 40 cases, 14 of them had no contact with the seafood market, including patient 0. As one epidemiologist said, that virus went into the seafood market before it came out of the seafood market. We still don't know where it originated.
This is the time for science, not rumors.
I would note that Wuhan also has China's only biosafety level 4 super laboratory that works with the world's most deadly pathogens, to include, yes, coronavirus.
And WHO doesn't recommend and actually opposes any restrictions for travel and trade or other measures against China.
That's why it is essential that we immediately stop all travel on commercial aircraft between China and the United States.
We have to appreciate what China is doing. And this declaration is not actually because China is not doing what it can. It's actually doing more than China is required to do.
And they continue to say that it had been contained inside Wuhan.
I'm very confident by what they're doing. I have seen the capacity, and I believe that they will control this outbreak.
And essential that we get to the bottom of China's deceit and incompetence on this measure.